Hi there. So I'm jumping on today to show you how I get ready for the day. So that would be a kind of my basic, simple makeup routine, skincare and makeup routine. And then I'm going to step it up so that you can see how you can transition pretty easily from a natural kind of basic regimen up to something that would be appropriate for like tonight's festivities for New Year's Eve, or an evening outing, or even a professional look for work. So what I did before I jumped on was I cleansed my face, and we have the Countermatch Pure Milk Cleansing, Pure Calm Cleansing Milk, which is lovely for people who are looking for hydration and age prevention, which is great this time of year because it's winter. I follow that up then with the Adaptive Moisture Lotion from the Countermatch line. This is 24 hours of hydration. This is essential for me because I tend to have really dry skin, especially in the wintertime. My lower jaw area gets really dry. And I successfully made the transition from fall to winter this year without having any of that happen, that's exciting. I also use an eye cream morning and night, and so I've applied that as well. And so then the next step is to put on my makeup regimen, okay? So the first step for me is Tint Skin Hydrating Foundation. This is a medium coverage foundation that is buildable. So you could start with the Dew Skin Tinted Moisturizer with SPF as a base and a primer if you wanted, and then add the Tint Skin. Or you can add multiple layers of Tint Skin to get a fuller coverage, which is typically what I do because I have a pretty decent amount of discoloration in the bottom part of my skin in my face. So I use usually multiple layers. Now, I like to use my fingers to put this on. However, you could also use a brush. A brush is great. The only reason, and this is truly the only reason why I don't use a brush is because I don't like having to clean them. It's like one more thing that I feel like I would have to do during the week because it is really important to clean your brushes on a regular basis. And so I just take that step out because I know I'm not going to do it. I have tried it in the past. It really just does not work that well for me. So I use my fingers, and I just wash the foundation off my fingers after this step before I go on to the next one. Okay, this foundation, or Tint Skin foundation, glides on so smoothly, and I'm really not using very much at all. Okay, so it's important to blend down into your jawline and down into your neck. Okay, up here, because you don't want to put your foundation on and then have it look like it stops here on your face. So that's why it's important to go all the way down this way. Okay. So you see I'm getting under my eyes. I don't do my eyelids with foundation, but I'll show you why that is in a minute. It's so silky smooth. It goes on so well. I'm just going to wipe my hands off here. And I have to tell you, I have used a lot of different foundations because I used to have a lot of acne, so I have a lot of acne scarring. So I always use foundation because I really feel like I need to even out my skin tone. And this is the foundation that for me, it blends so well and it goes on so well the first time that I don't feel like I even need to take a makeup wedge and go back and blend it. And I have had several other foundations where I've put it on in the bathroom under you know, what is probably not the best lighting, and thought it was blended, and then gotten out into the natural light and seen all kinds of streaks here. And I have been using this foundation now for a year or more, and I've never ever had that happen. So I love that it blends so well. All right, step 2 for me after the Tint Skin Hydrating Foundation is the concealer. This is our Touch-Up Concealer Pen. It has a button on the end that you push to get it to come out, and then you just paint it on like a paintbrush. Okay, and I do like a couple of swipes under each eye to give some brightness to my eyes, cover up the dark circles, and then I'll have enough left over to do my eyelids as well. So always when you're working around your eyes, you want to use your ring finger because this has the least amount of pressure. And the area around your eyes, the skin, is really, really delicate. So we want to be very gentle with it. Whether you're using an eye cream or putting on makeup around your eyes, you always want to use your ring finger because the skin around that area is like tissue paper, where the skin around the rest of your face is like construction paper. There's a huge difference, and that's why actually we make eye cream and face cream. There's it's a very different formulation when it comes to eyes versus face because of the thickness and the delicacy of the skin in those areas. Okay, so I took the concealer and I went under my eyes and then on my eyelids. And I did my eyelids for 2 reasons. One is my eyelids are pretty discolored. They look, I don't want to say purpley, but they're darker than the rest of my skin. So I do it to even out the skin tone, but then I also do it so that if I'm going to put eyeshadow on, the concealer acts as a primer. It gives the eyeshadow something to stick to. So, and it's helpful, it's all in the same area, just kind of do one swooping motion and we're all set. Okay, so next, the cream blusher. Now we do also have powder blush, and that's lovely, I've used it. But for whatever reason, I just love this product. I think it's so neat how it goes on. I think it's amazing that you can use it as a lipstick too. And I love that it blends really, really well. Okay, so I'm just dabbing this on, not super heavy, but you could adjust. So you could go lighter or heavier based on what you'd like. And this is our cream blusher in Umber, which is the darkest color. We also have caramel and hibiscus, which is a really nice pink color. And here's the deal. I mess this up almost every single time I put it on, and so I'm going to show you how to fix it. Okay, so I always get one side, for whatever reason, that is darker than the other. I don't know if I'm just heavier handed on one side or what. So all I'm doing is taking my finger and spreading it around. Okay, and I'm going to do the other side here. Okay, now here's the really fantastic, in fact, maybe you can even kind of see it. This side is darker than this side. Like I feel like I can see it in the video. So because I do this every single day, it just adds to how much I love this product and our other products because I don't have to start over. Our mattifying powder is a great softener, if you will, or like eraser. So I can put it on this side and it's going to help not only set my makeup, but soften the cream blusher that I put on a little too heavily and even it out. I'm also going to use this trick when I do the eyeshadow because I have the same problem. I end up doing one eye darker than the other, or I put it on too dark and I want to make it lighter. And so I love the fact that I kind of have these little tricks and tips so that I don't have to start over, because I only have maybe 10 minutes in the morning to get this all together before life starts getting crazy, and I can't start over. I don't have the time. So okay, next let's go to doing eyes. So I have 2 eyeshadow palettes on hand with me today just to show you. I'm going to use one of them. This one is off of our regular collection line, what you can get every day. This is our Velvet eyeshadow palette in Romantic. And I love the fact that it has purples and some neutral colors and even something that's even like really sparkly. This one in the middle is really sparkly. We also have a classic palette, which is maybe a little more neutral, and then a statement palette, which would be really bold colors. This I wanted to show you and use. This is our Necessary Neutrals palette off of the holiday collection, and it's part of the winter sale right now, and it's something like 35 or 40% off. So I grabbed one of these. I asked for one for Christmas because I really love all the choices of colors. I like having a few more choices than what I have in the other palette. And what's great about this palette, it comes with a brush, which is lovely. But also this palette is set up so that people like me who are not super like trained in makeup or anything like that, I pretty much am teaching myself as I go. It's set up to help you win because you don't have to do this, but if you wanted to get an overall color, an accent color, and then like a defining color, it's all set up in each row. So you could say, hey, today I feel like being more neutral as far like warm colors, and I would choose this row. Oops. Or I want to do purples today, so I'm going to choose this column. I should be saying row, column. And I'm going to turn my flashlight back on so that I have more light here. There we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with, if my thing won't work. Okay, I'm going to start with a basic look, and then I'm going to step it up. And I use these brushes that I just bought at Walmart, and I've seen Target has them. They're called Eco Tools. They were like $10. I think I got a larger set of this too for $10. So they're pretty cheap. We do have makeup brushes too that are on sale in the as part of the winter sale, and they're significantly discounted. So that's a good option too. So for the regular everyday look, I am going to start with, I'm going to use a wide brush, and I'm going to start with a light color to go all over each eye. So to try and help this show up on the video, I'm going to go darker than I normally go. And I'm going to do, in the Necessary Neutrals palette, I'm going to do Slipper, Burgundy, and Haze. Okay. So Slipper is the lightest one, and I'm going to start there. Now here's the deal with our eyeshadows. They are purposely heavily pigmented so that a little bit goes a long way. But what I love about this, eyeshadows are one of the cosmetics or the makeup products that you really have to watch out for as far as heavy metals, and in particular lead. I have heavy metal toxicity that I am working to overcome. And so it's super important for me to use a product that is not loaded with metals. Okay, so I'll get back to the heavy metal discussion, but let me show you what I'm doing. Press and pat is what you want to do. A lot of people will get eyeshadow and they go like this with it, and all you're doing is essentially getting powder all over, like spreading it all over everywhere. It's not really getting on your brush. So what you want to do is press down on it to pick up the color, tap it off with your finger to remove the excess, and then you're going to pat it on your eye. So again, I'm not doing this. I'm patting it all over. And with the lightest color, it's really easy to just, like you can't really mess it up when you're just going all over. So I'm just pressing and patting all over. And I'm stopping, like this right here is my brow bone. You can kind of see, right? Like it's indented there. That's how high up I'm going. So corner of my eye, all the way over, and everywhere in between. And so that gives me like a layer of base, if you will. So then I'm going to switch to, I'm going to use the other part, this part of my brush, which is called the smudge. And I'm going to take my darkest color or a medium color and go right here, up up here into the corner and then this way on top of my eyeball. So right here is like on the top of my eyeball before I get to my brow bone. Okay. So I'm going to go in a that looks like this, in a like a V. You can kind of see I started, it's already on there from the powder I used yesterday. And for me, that really helps to open up my eye. In my personal opinion, my eyes are one of my better features because I have hazel blue-green eyes. So they're a different color. They're something that I really like to accent. And so that really, you can kind of even see, I think, just from lightly putting it on there, how this eye opens up like this versus this eye. Okay, and whether I choose the medium color or the dark color really depends on what am I doing that day. I would use a medium color if I was doing, like if I was going to work, if I was meeting with a friend for lunch. But if I'm doing an evening activity like New Year's Eve or going out to dinner where the lighting is usually less, then you have to put your makeup on a little darker in order for it to get through and be seen because the lighting's not that great, okay? So let me do the New Year's Eve look and then so that you can kind of see. So I'm going to use Haze. I'm all the way down at the bottom of the column to get the darkest color, and I'm just very gently pressing and patting, and then I tap. Okay, so I'm going to go kind of where you already saw me go. And this, again, it's not this. It's press, it's push it into your skin. And there's two reasons for that. One is then it doesn't make a huge mess and you don't have powder everywhere. But two, that's what helps it stick and have some staying power. Okay, so I'm just going over it again like that. Once you press and pat and you've got it there, then you can go back and blend and smudge gently to even it out or not have it be, you know, so heavily pigmented in some areas. But first step is you have to get it there and have it stay. Okay, so now look at my two different eyes. You can see opened up, less opened up, and we can go back and clean this up after we're done. Now, some people will put their eye makeup on first and then do their foundation and their concealer under their eyes so that they're kind of cleaning up powder and any mistakes as they go. I just am not in the routine of doing that, but so I will go back and show you how I clean it up. Okay, so let me do the other eye. So pressing and patting. All right, I'm going to use the mirror for this because doing this eye in the camera is a little, I can't do it. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. I've got two eyes. Ooh, yep. I don't know if you can tell, but I think I can tell. I've got this eye a little darker than this eye, and that's okay because I have mattifying powder that's going to help take care of that. No issues. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't feel like I have to start over, and I don't feel like I have to make the other eye necessarily all that more dark. Okay. So if you were doing a professional look and you just wanted to stop here, you totally could. If you want to step it up even farther, we could do a couple of things. One is we could take kind of the all over brush part again and use the middle burgundy shade. And you could come back in on just your eye, just the bottom part of the eyelid, pressing and patting, and do it there so that you have 3 layers of color: a lighter all over shade, a darker accent shade, and then a medium shade just right here. Okay. I like going over the eye, this part with a medium too, because this way, if I messed up with my accent, I feel like I have a way to, like if I went down too far, I have a way to clear that up. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to take my mattifying powder and I'm going to press it over my eyes very gently. So I use a brush like this, like a blush brush, and I dip it in here, and then you can take the cover and swirl it around, and I tap it off so that I don't get too much on there. But I close my eye and just kind of pat it around. For me, it helps set it so that it stays, and I can lighten up areas if I need them to be lightened up, just by applying a little bit more or even going over it a little bit farther. Okay, now I'm going to take Makeup Wedge and just clean up the bottoms. Because I have these little creases under my eyes and the makeup gets caught in there, so I pretty regularly do this. And then if you noticed, I went and I swooped up to really define this accent area with the eyeshadow. Okay, so now I could take this even another step further to really bring out my eyes. And there's two ways that you can do that. One is with a eyeliner, and I have eyeliner in black. Or you could also do an eyeliner with a crease. What do they call this crease? Define. A define makeup brush. So this side right here, it's very thin so that you can get right in there. So I will do, you guys probably know what an eyeliner looks like, so I will do the brush. And I would go dark with this, dark to medium. So if I chose to use, let's say I'm going to do smoke here toward the bottom, again, pressing and patting to pick it up a little bit. Let me use this. And pressing and patting, so you see I did like a third of my eye. Pressing and patting there. So again, you're not doing this with it. You are literally pressing into each section of your eye. There. And so you can see how more defined this is than this. Okay. Just for comparison, I'll do the eyeliner on the other side. Our eyeliners have the tip on one side and then the smudger on the other side. I gotta use there. And for whatever reason, I always start in the middle of my eye and go out, and then I come back from the inside corner and go to the center. It's just easier for me to manage. Okay, so that's the difference then between eyeshadow on this side as a liner and a full actual liner on this side. I definitely did this side darker. And then you could leave it at that, or you could go in and use the smudger and pick up the excess. Okay, so another option between maybe a professional look or a daytime look and a nighttime look would be a softer line with the eyeshadow versus a heavier line with the eye pencil. So let me go back, and I'm going to do the eye pencil over the liner so that I match. Okay, now people will also line the underneath of their eyes too. You can do that with the eyeshadow or the pencil. I don't do that because I am pretty oily, and so it runs for me, so I just leave it alone. Okay, next we have mascara, and so I do use an eyelash curler, and then I go back in with the mascara. We have a lengthening mascara and a volumizing mascara. I am a fan of the volumizing mascara. I have clients who enjoy the lengthening mascara too, but I just love fullness versus length. I feel like I already have decently length eyelashes. Okay, so you can see here, this is still pretty light, whereas this is really kind of looking as one very accentuated, defined piece. Okay, and this is what the applicator looks like. So it's very, there's a lot going on with it. You want to start at the base of your eyelashes and work your way up. And then I usually go in and do this. I try to make sure that my eyelashes are separated, everybody's facing the right way, like that. Okay, so the last step and the last area where you can adjust so that you are either having a more natural look or a more professional look or an evening look, like for New Year's Eve, would be lips. Now, we do not yet have a lip liner, but you can use the eyeliner that comes in brown as an option. I'm not really a lip liner person. It doesn't bother me that much, so I'm not going to do that. But here's what I have. My favorite neutral color, so for kind of a basic all over everyday look, is our sheer lipstick in Twig. So it's right here. It's very natural and neutral. And for me, it helps to make it so that after I've put on my foundation, it runs onto my lips. So I kind of have like these ghost lips. So it brings back out the color. I don't have a lot of color in my lips naturally, so I have to put it in there, right? So I love this in Twig, and this is so silky smooth. Our sheer lipsticks are so silky smooth. They go on so well. Okay, now 2 options if you wanted to step that up a bit. One would be our Color Intense lipstick. Our Color Intense lipsticks are very long lasting, very vibrant in their color. They have peppermint in them, and so they do make your lips a little tingly, and they smell really good. This is Boardwalk. So to step up the color, you could or to kind of step up your look. You just changed out the lipstick color. You could go darker, a darker shade in the sheer, or you could go in the Color Intense. It's really a matter of preference and shade options. So there's not both shade, there's different shades in each of those, okay? But you can see for sure on the video that this is darker for me now, and now that really helps to bring out my eyes even more, right? So you're kind of seeing all of the areas more accentuated, which is what we're going for. Okay, now you could also you could take a lighter lipstick, and then for evening use, you could put a lip gloss over it. This is a lip gloss in Fig, which I love, and it's actually one of the darker colors. And considering I'm pretty fair skinned, you would think that this would be too dark on me, but it really is not. So it gives it a little bit of shimmer. It's a nice way to touch up your lipstick as you're going throughout the day. It's hydrating for the lips, which I love, and it's not sticky. I was not really a lip gloss user before I started with Beauty Counter. And so I didn't know that stickiness in a lip gloss was an issue, but this is what everyone is telling me, that lip glosses typically are sticky. I have a friend of mine who actually now is a teammate who has used a million lip glosses, she's told me, that said they weren't sticky, and they really were. And this is by far her favorite. They are one of our top sellers for sure. So that's what we have. That's how you can go from what is a kind of a basic everyday, just even out your skin tone, I want to have a little something on, to stepping up to what is maybe a more professional daytime look, to taking it even one step further for an evening or a special occasion look, or a place, or a look that's good if you're going to be in not the best lighting, and so you really need to have your makeup help bring out your features. Okay, now this evening what I'll do when I take this all off is I will use our cleansing balm, and this stuff smells amazing. Cranberry and pomegranate oils in here, love it. This is a makeup remover and a cleanser in one, and then it has the added benefit of leaving a light layer of moisture afterwards so that your skin is not dry. Now, I am really, really horrible about washing my face at night. Like I do it, but I don't ever really feel like I get my skin clean. I'm quite sure I have makeup left on afterwards. And so been using this probably the last 2 months, and it's been fantastic. So you need like this much, an almond size amount, and you would just go all over and rub it in, swirl it, and then take either a Norwex face cloth, or it comes with a muslin cloth, which is a softer cloth, or gently with a washcloth. And you would then take it off and then rinse with warm water, and then that's it. And you will be able to notice the layer of moisture that's on afterwards, which is fantastic. And so then I will, on top of that, use our facial oil, and lately I've been using one of our night creams. I've been using the Rejuvenating Night Cream, but we also have night cream from the Countermatch line. The Rejuvenating is an anti-aging one. I love the way it smells, and I've just been kind of testing it out for a few weeks because I want to see and experience all the different products that we have. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Be on the lookout very soon, probably in the next couple of days. I am going to be posting about how you can get some skincare samples, so that if you would like to try our skincare lines and start working toward having the most fantastic skin ever, which is a great base for everything that we do. I'm going to be sending out skincare samples in January, and we have a fantastic online resource, like a 4 or 5 question quiz, where it will show you then, by answering the questions, it will show you and recommend for you our skincare line, which is best for you, and then I will send you samples of that. So if you're looking to have some better skin in 2019, try something new, just try out our products, be on the lookout for that, or comment or message me, and I can send you the quiz in advance. So Happy New Year. Have a fantastic time tonight. Be safe. Have fun. We're actually going to stay in and have some family time after we go to a hockey game this afternoon. So we're just going to be having probably playing some Xbox and watching some movies and grilling some steaks for dinner. So I hope whatever you're doing and whoever you're with, it's amazing. And I'm really, really looking forward to 2019. Thank you for being with me on this journey and supporting me, because I am just loving what I'm doing. And so thank you for being receptive to that, and just being supporting and encouraging, because it's amazing. And it's really, 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 really been fun. So happy New Year.